Hello guys, and today I'm going to talk about briefly about Coventry City returning to the Premier League, and I'm also going to show you some celebratory footage that I personally took on the 4th of May. Now, basically, Coventry City is the local football team, that's soccer to Americans, okay? And they weren't the best team in the world, let's be honest. I'm not a football supporter. I don't generally follow football, to be completely honest with you. But nonetheless, it did make national news that our local football team had returned to the Premier League after 25 years. Now, the Premier League, in simple terms, is like what many would call him the first division, okay? It's not called the first division. There might even be a first division, I don't know, but it's what many would call the first division, if you like, if you didn't know about the sport. It's basically the Premier League is a league that consists of all the top football teams in England, like Manchester United, Liverpool, those kind of teams, you know? And Coventry's been out of that league for 25 years. Recently, they won the Champions League, which in simple terms is like second division, if you like. Again, that's not a proper term for it, but it's the simplest way I can explain it. And if anybody wins that, then they automatically go into the Premier League the next year, okay? So next year we will be in the Premier League, okay? That's my understanding. I'm not, or the next season will be the Premier League. Bear in mind, I don't follow football, so it could be 26, 27, it could be later on in the year. I don't follow it, to be honest. But anyway, because of this, there were celebrations. Now, there were some celebrations at the local football ground, outside the local football stadium, which is actually quite near to where I live. In fact, it's the retail park where the supermarket that I go to all the time, Tesco's, is, which I just walk there, is actually very, very near to the football stadium. It's on practically the same grounds, pretty much. So, the idea is to go to watch a football match, then when they come out, they do their shopping there, that sort of thing, right? Anyway, I go to that supermarket all the time. I don't go to the football stadium because, well, to be honest, I just can't afford it, and I don't really follow football anyway. To be honest, I'm just being honest, and so but anyway, I went there with with my iPod Touch, and they were having a celebration on the 4th of May. Part of it was going to be in outside the football stadium, which I filmed, and part of it was going to be in town at a music festival they're hosting specially to celebrate it, which I didn't turn up to because, to be honest, it cost money to go there, and I'd run out of money, to be completely honest with you, right? But I think it's only going to have some local Coventry musicians anyway. I don't think it's going to have any national, really ultra famous names that nobody outside Coventry had heard of, I don't think I have like really, really, really famous names that everybody had heard of, so I don't think I got anything like that. They would have some names which I think were known to people in Coventry because they come from there or something like that, okay? But anyway, I didn't go to the music event. I did, however, go to the event which was totally free outside the football stadium. Now, I'm going to be honest here, some of the sound I'm going to censor on purpose. And the reason for that is because they were playing some music, but it wasn't, I don't think most of it was live. I think it was just, them, especially with some I know it wouldn't be. It was just them just playing music tracks, basically, probably from a CD or something, right? Like they obviously have saved up beforehand, did it digitally, so it wouldn't even be a CD. They've just prepared this all beforehand. But for example, Kylie, they had just a song by Kylie, a song by Paul McCartney, and a song by Queen, for example. And I know they will get copyright blocked, or something like that. So I've deliberately not I've muted the sound, but you can see what's going on. You'll notice at various times there is light blue smoke that is released out of flares. People could apparently buy these to celebrate. Light blue is the colour of the local football team, so Coventry City's, and they're actually known as the Sky Blues because their football kit, that's closed to other people, is sky blue. That's their main one, I think they might, and obviously I think they often have to have an alternate colour in case of two people playing with blue. I don't know the rules, but that's their main colour. Okay, what are they playing all the time in? And as I said, so there you go. So we're going to. You'll also see sometimes people wearing special, perhaps flags for the event. People could buy special flags for the event that celebratory flags. Some celebrating the fact that we returned to the Premier League. Some celebrating the fact that we're in the Champions League, which meant pretty much the same thing because if you win the Champions League, you automatically get back into the Premier League. As I said, Coventry was last in the Premier League 25 years ago. It consists of all the top players like Manchester United, Liverpool, possibly Chelsea. I don't know who's in it at the moment, but those kind of teams that are well famous. And it now means that matches shown Coventry City are likely to be shown all over the world. Whereas before, nobody would really have cared, well, for a long time anyway, about 25 years. And about 25 years ago, I'm not even sure that many people were that interested in England matches being shown all over the world. But what do I know, right? But I know in modern times they're shown all over the world. So, it is quite possible now that you'll see, perhaps in another country, Coventry City playing Manchester United or something like that. I do not know exactly what the fixture is. But anyway, enough of me. I'm now going to show you the footage that I took on my iPod Touch. It's not, you'll notice it is spliced. So I showed a bit here, a bit there. I kept pausing it. Okay, so I showed a bit there because my iPod Touch, I think it can store about 20 minutes and then the battery goes or something like that. So that was my experience in the past. So I just kept stopping and starting it, so you'd see little bits here and there. You'll see some bits when it had all been over. There was also a time when the actual players actually got onto the bus as well. So there were 3 buses there. One of them was a support bus, just in case anything went wrong or to set things up and things like that. And there were another couple of buses which were there. And eventually the players got on top of, I think it's both buses. I don't follow it, so I'm assuming it looked like players. I'm assuming that the players went on both buses. And then they were going to be, after they left, after the celebrations at the stadium, they then drove off to be paraded around the city. So they went down a long road into the city, I believe, then on the way to the music festival where they would all be celebrated. But there was obviously a whole road was basically shut down so that there could be this parade which people along this road could wave to them and things like that. But it started off at the football stadium, which is where I was. Okay, so thanks for watching. Bye from me, but don't stop watching because you're now going to see the celebrations outside the football stadium. Okay, bye.